Venturing north from Sen'gen village, you arrive in the Orcish fortress of Razor Hill. Upon arrival, the innkeeper informs you that there's a package waiting for you. Checking the mailbox, you find a letter.
Greetings, Nudnik. The battle against the Scourge continues in Northrend. I've had the pleasure of fighting alongside some friends of yours, and they mentioned you recently overcame the Orcs' Valley of Trials. Congratulations, my friend. Please allow me to share some of the spoils from the Northrend campaign in celebration of your achievement. For the Horde.
Along with the letter are several packages of equipment containing new bags, weapons, and armor. You're certain these heirloom pieces will prove invaluable in your quests against the Horde's enemies. The innkeeper also suggested you check in with the orcs stationed in the watchtower and seek out Garthok in the burrow across from the inn. They are always in search of worthy adventurers to strike down any potential threats to Razor Hill. The orc greets you as you enter the burrow.
Domkar, warrior. There is little time for talk and much work to be done. There are human invaders on our shores which must be dealt with. Led by Admiral Proudmoore, the humans of Koltiris encroached on Durotar, violating the War Chief's pact made with Jaina Proudmoore in order to defeat Archimonde years ago. The human aggression was repelled and Tiragarde Keep fell, but recently the Admiral's reserves, led by Lieutenant Benedict, have retaken the keep and once again pose a threat to our homeland. These humans show no respect for diplomacy. Prove your honor and travel south to Tiragarde Keep to eliminate the human invaders.
Exiting the burrow, you take in your surroundings. The den of the Valley of Trials pales in comparison. Razor Hill has proper defenses, tradesmen fueling the Horde's war efforts, a mighty barracks sheltering the Horde's warriors, and acts as the central hub for all adventurers in Durotar. On the northwestern ridge overlooking the fortress, you see a watchtower the innkeeper mentioned. Stepping outside the fortified walls of Razor Hill, you look out across the expansive desert of Durotar. In the distance, you see overgrown, unnatural brambles protruding from the landscape. You've heard tales of the quillboar that infest these lands, twisting what natural flora exists with their dark magics, making their homes among such structures. You wonder what foes await you in these hostile lands. Even the boars you pass on your journey to the watchtower are larger, foreboding black beasts. A far cry from the lowly mottled boars you faced in the Valley of Trials. As you approach the watchtower, you feel a sense of pride in the strategic, heavily fortified vantage point that overlooks most of Durotar. Watchtowers such as this proved invaluable in defending the Horde's interests during the Second War. Atop the watchtower, a gray-haired orc warrior beckons you over.
Age has rendered me useless in battle. Now I make myself useful in other ways. From this vantage point, I watch for invaders. As our strength here grows, I find myself blowing the signal horn less and less. To pass the time, I fashion goods to help younger, more able warriors defend our homeland. For you, I can fashion you a bag for your belongings. If such an item would be of use to you, bring me some canvas, a material common to the humans and centaurs. From this vantage point, you can clearly see the human stronghold of Tiragarde Keep crumbling away on the eastern coast. The humans' nearest watchtower lies in ruins, large pieces of the structure destroyed by past sieges, the wall around the keep in a pitiful state, the main keep easily approachable through the many holes in the humans' defenses. You begin to think your mission may be an act of mercy, delivering a killing blow to the wounded beast that is the humans' lackluster presence in Orcish lands. As you journey southeast towards the frail humans' outpost, you recall the histories of these humans shared with you by your ancestors. Jaina Proudmoore, a native-born Koltiran, was one of the few sensible humans to heed the Prophet Medivh's warnings of the Legion invasion. She ventured to Kalimdor as Medivh instructed, where her path intertwined with the Orcish war chief Thrall and his newly founded horde.
Orcs! I knew that we were being followed. Defend yourselves!
Stop! There will be no violence in this place.
That voice. You're no oracle. You're the prophet.
Very perceptive, son of Durotar. I am the prophet. And now that I've lured you all here, I will tell you what destiny holds.
What the hell is going on here?
Thrall, this is Jaina Proudmoore, leader of the survivors of Lordaeron.
Survivors? What are you talking about?
The invasion of the Burning Legion has begun. Lordaeron has already fallen, and now the demons come to invade Kalimdor. Only together, united against the Shadow, will you be able to save this world from the flame.
Unite with them? Are you mad?
Have you heard nothing that I've said? The Legion comes to undo history and end all life. Thrall, your friend Hellscream has already fallen under the demon's influence. Soon he and your whole race will be lost forever.
No. I'll die before I let that happen.
Then you must rescue him immediately. He is the key to the destiny I promised you. However, you will need help.
Wait, this is insane. You can't possibly expect me to...
Destiny is at hand, young sorceress. The time to choose has come. For the fate of all who live, humanity must join forces with the Horde.
On the outskirts of the humans' outpost, a smattering of human soldiers stand in defense of their keep. They all wear green tabards emblazoned with a golden anchor, the crest borne by members of Koltiran naval forces. As the sailors near defeat, they flee in search of help, the first foes you've faced to do so. Even the wildlife in the Valley of Trials had the honor to fight to the death. As you delve deeper into the human encampment, you find it in a laughable state. The immaculately armored Koltiran Marines are a stark contrast to structures within their walls that are crumbling and burned away, their once mighty keep partially collapsed in on itself. It is a pity the humans encroached into Orc lands and reduced themselves to this state. Jaina Proudmoore proved a valuable ally in the fight against the Legion's invasion. The sorceress was key in helping Thrall to free his friend and general, Grom Hellscream, and the other orcs from the demon's corruption.
If the prophet was correct, then the Warsong encampment lies just over the ridge. We should ready ourselves for battle. I know, Cairn. It's just that I never thought I'd live to see the day when I had to fight my own people.
Just remember, Thrall. This soul gem, you can capture your friend's spirit without hurting him. But you need to bring it back to my base immediately, so we can free Hellscream from the demon's control.
I appreciate your help, Miss Proudmoore. Yet another day I thought I'd never live to see.
That makes two of us. I'll return to my base and aid you as best I can. Good luck. Gentlemen.
Spirits rage around you, young war chief. They sense your anguish, your grief. Hellscream is like a brother to me, Cairn. But he and his clan have fallen under the demon's influence. If I can't save him, then my people might be damned for all time.
A team of Orcish shamans, elven mages, Thrall, and Jaina were ultimately successful in freeing Hellscream's mind from the demon's control.
Hellscream. Thrall. I see clearly now. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. To hell with your apologies! Right now, I need you to help me save our people. Mannoroth. We must face Mannoroth in the canyon. Then let's go. I don't want to keep the bastard waiting.
You make your way to the keep's main chamber, in search of the human leader, Lieutenant Benedict. Stepping into the main chamber, you find yourself confronted by one of the lieutenant's higher-ranking dogs. This human provides a modicum more of a challenge than his counterparts. His swordplay proves to land some more damaging hits than his lackeys could muster, and he does not crumple under your blows so easily. But in the end, he flees and falls to your axe nonetheless. Having defeated his commander, you turn your gaze to the lieutenant, charging into battle against him and his guards. In the commander's chambers, you find a leather-bound tome inscribed with "The Rise of the Horde." This human propaganda details the initial deceit and corruption of the Orcish race by the demon overlord Kil'jaeden, calling out Orcish betrayers such as Gul'dan and Blackhand, whom bowed to their demonic masters and led the orcs astray. However, it fails to mention the orcs' triumph over the demonic forces and willingness to fight alongside the humans for the sake of Azeroth. It seems even in death, Admiral Proudmoore continues to poison the minds of the Kultirans. You strike down the human lieutenant. Hopefully your axe will scatter what little human resistance remains in your homeland. Searching the lieutenant's possessions for anything of value, you find a key he appears to have been holding closely. You should seek out whatever it is these humans wanted to hide from their enemies. Continuing deeper into the ruinous keep, you discover a stairwell that has not yet succumbed to the rages of time and war. Battling your way to the battlements of the keep, you come across a lockbox bearing the same sigil as the lieutenant's key. You dispatch the final marine standing guard within the human stronghold and go to claim your reward. Within the lockbox, you find a letter bearing the seal of Admiral Proudmoore himself. Garthok will want to know what information the now-deceased Admiral was disseminating to his troops. Having spotted you on the battlements, another Kultiran Marine foolishly attempts to stop you from delivering this information, but he proves only a minor inconvenience. It is unfortunate the great Admiral Proudmoore did not share his daughter's wisdom. As Thrall labored to organize the members of the Horde and fortify their new home in Durotar, Admiral Proudmoore, Jaina's father, led an insurgency into the Orcs' land. He attacked under the veil of attempting to save his daughter, but even after being confronted with the truth that an alliance between Jaina's forces and the Horde had led to their victory over untold evil, he continued his hostility towards all races of the Horde. In the end, the only course of action was clear. Admiral Proudmoore had to be usurped. Thrall and his allies led an assault on the island nation of Theramore and ended the Admiral's life, securing a fruitful future for the Horde.
It's over. Stand down, humans.
Father, why wouldn't you listen?
Above all else, Jaina, he was a proud warrior. Remember him as such.
Durotar is now safe. We have no further quarrel with these humans. We will leave your isle in peace, Jaina. I pray we never have to come here again. Farewell, sorceress.
You finish off most of the remaining human defenses as Garthok instructed, and scrounge up a few more pieces of canvas for the Orc lookout. Dealing with the scattered remnants of the Admiral's forces is an honorable task that will ensure the Horde continues to thrive in these lands. You return to Garthok and Razor Hill with news of your victory over the Kultiran forces and their lieutenant, and present him with the Admiral's message. Word of your bravery travels fast, warrior. Tales of your victory at Tiragarde Keep will be heralded in Orgrimmar. But there is a look of concern on your face. What do you have there? This letter does not bode well at all. You were wise to bring this information to my attention. Humans cannot be trusted. We fought alongside them with weary heart, knowing they would betray us one day. Admiral Proudmoore's death was not enough to stop his legacy of deceit. The human scum had his plans well laid out before he ever met his demise. His reign won't even die with Benedict, it seems. Who knows how long it will be before the next waves of Proudmoore's men land upon our shores. We need to get these orders to Vol'jin and Orgrimmar immediately. He can be found in Thrall's chamber. En route to Orgrimmar, you stop to give the old orc warrior the supplies he requested. I fought proudly alongside the war chief when these lands were pioneered. The scars of battle mark my skin. The honor of the Horde has been upheld with the help of my axe and battlecry during the defeat of Archimonde, when the unholy alliance was made with the humans and elves, wrought from necessity. But my position as watchman and provider has given me a new sense of worth. Most excellent Nudnik, any good warrior will surely find a use for this bag on the battlefield. I salute your vigor and willingness to die in the name of the Horde. You graciously accept the warrior's gift, certain it will prove invaluable in your upcoming quests. Hiking north from Razor Hill, you review Admiral Proudmoore's orders to his human fleets. Official orders for the Kol Tiras fleet. I, Admiral Proudmoore, shall lead the first landing upon the shores of Kalimdor. Lieutenant Benedict will be second in command in my absence. All domestic Kol Tiras military matters will be handled by him. If I do not send word from Tiragarde Keep within 12 months' time, Lieutenant Benedict will lead the second wave to hold the location. Meanwhile, I am sending Lieutenant Alvarold on an exploratory mission around the continent of Kalimdor. His forces are to complete their mission and then join our forces at Tiragarde Keep. It is anticipated that Lieutenant Alvarold's mission will last quite some time. The new land seems vast and dangerous, but should any misfortune befall myself or Benedict, Alvarold's troops will retake the keep. We will send wave after wave until the stronghold is ours. Admiral Proudmoore. You swell with pride as you approach the great orcish city of Orgrimmar. Nestled among the natural plateaus of Durotar, Thrall has constructed a mighty fortress from which the Horde can continue to flourish. Great banners bearing the crest of the Horde are draped across the entrance, a warning to those that would dare oppose the might of the Horde, and a symbol of pride for the races that have found safe harbor among its ranks. Orcs, trolls, tauren, blood elves, and undead alike find themselves welcome here, united under one banner. As you enter the Valley of Wisdom, you gaze at a large tree, shaped to resemble a Pit Lord and bearing the trophies of one of the Horde's greatest triumphs. Here in the Valley of Wisdom rests the armor of the slain commander of the Legion, Pit Lord Mannoroth. It is his blood which poisoned that of your ancestors until the great warrior Grom Hellscream and Thrall rose up against his tyranny.
The boy believed you could be saved, but he didn't know what burns within your soul. Within your heart, you know we are the same.
blood haze has lifted. The demon's fire has burnt out in my veins. I have freed myself.
No, old friend. You've freed us all.
You enter the Great Keep, passing by dozens of the War Chief's loyal guard, saluting in respect as you pass by the gaze of Thrall himself to report to the leader of the Trolls and Thrall's second-in-command, the Shadow Hunter Vol'jin. You share the late Admiral's orders with the Troll.
Countless times I urged the War Chief not to trust the humans, but personal pride is not what is at stake here. You have served the Horde honorably, young warrior. Now excuse me, I must counsel Thrall on these matters at once.
Having successfully routed the humans from your homeland and exposed their leaders' plots, you march proudly back towards Razor Hill to garner more glory for the Horde.